Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MargaretGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got a familiar friend. Hang on 1 minute. Oh yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Here it is right here, Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, great cup of coffee. A really good standby that we use on the program. This is their original blend, medium roast. Makes 150 cups. We get this at Sam's Club. Comes at a nice price point, but yeah, they give you a lot in this canister. And again, it's really a great tasting coffee. Now, why are we using Dunkin' Donuts this morning? Well, it has to do with the coffee mug. Check out the coffee mug, Aurora Grooming. Huh? Yeah, shave with the best. How about that? Yeah, we got this from Peter Ogden, the owner of Aurora Grooming. We met him at the MeetUp recently. He is an artisan brush maker. The name of his company is Aurora Grooming. So I want to kind of tie that in with my coffee this morning. Turns out that there is a Dunkin' Donuts coffee shop in Aurora, Ohio, which is only 30 minutes away from me. And there is another Dunkin' Donuts in Twinsburg, Ohio, which is probably another, 5-10 minutes down the road from Aurora, Ohio. In Twinsburg, Ohio, it's on East Aurora Road. Yeah, so there's the Aurora tie-in with Dunkin' Donuts and Aurora Grooming. We talked about Aurora Grooming last week on the Monday Morning Mailbag, and again, we met Peter Ogden, and he was in the highlight reel from the MeetUp, and we showed you some of his brushes, so we'll link his company below, so check him out. My thanks to Peter for very kindly sending along a really terrific coffee mug. Check out that logo, and I love that, Aurora Grooming, shave with the best. That is absolutely fantastic. Love the artwork on that. Really, really terrific. A really, really nice coffee mug. So again, my thanks to Peter Ogden at Aurora Grooming for very kindly sending this coffee mug along to the channel. Thank you very, very much. Boy, how are you this morning? One more sip. Hang on. That's absolutely fantastic. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Okay, one more. Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. And hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate that. If you are listening to the podcast this morning, thanks so much for tuning us in. Really do appreciate that. Hey, we've got a great show for you this morning. We're going to revisit a shaving tip. Well, actually, I don't know if we're revisiting the shaving tip or it's the first time I've offered the shaving tip from a viewer. I can't remember, but we're going to go ahead and go with the shaving tip anyhow. And if any of you remember us using it before, please comment below and let us know. But it's still a good shaving tip to pass along. And perhaps you may have missed that episode of the Monday Morning Mailbag if, in fact, we did use it. So it's always good to revisit these shaving tips anyhow. We got a shave den visit of sorts all the way from Rome, Italy. We also have some refill comments, some new wet shave gear, and some questions and comments to round it all off. So great to be with you this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. So let's get the show kicked off like we do every morning with a viewer morning shaving tip. Well, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Bart Bartlett. And as I mentioned earlier, we may have used this shaving tip before in a Monday Morning Mailbag. Then again, maybe we didn't. It's in my show notes, and I can't remember if it was broadcast. If it was, that's okay. It's always great to revisit some of these shaving tips. And if it wasn't, well, then it's a new shaving tip. Anyhow, Bart writes, "Hi again. My daughter gave me a badger brush for my birthday. This is my first badger, and the info sheet claimed there was no terrible smell. After I washed, rinsed, and dried it, I could detect a slight unpleasant odor. I've seen videos showing the steps that some use to break in a badger brush and to eliminate the odor, but I have not seen this particular technique. I soaked my badger overnight and added 1 teaspoon of a favorite splash to the water. When I rinsed and dried the brush, the only smell I could detect was the splash. After my next 2 shaves, there is still no unpleasant odor. If you decide to mention this on the Monday Morning Mailbag, I already have a signed George sketch. Regards, Bart. Hey, Bart, thanks again for a really, really great shaving tip. There you go, folks. If you have a brand new Badger brush and you're trying to get rid of that odor, give this routine a try. Just add a little bit of splash to the water, soak it overnight, and rinse it out in the morning and see what happens. And if you're doing this, or if you have done this, please comment below and let us know how it worked for you. Hey, Bart, that's a really, really great tip. Thanks very much for passing it along. Glad you already have a signed George sketch. That's wonderful. But if you would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag morning shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Bart, thanks again for a really, really great shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have a shave den visit of sorts that comes all the way from Rome, Italy, from viewer Marco Batelli. And he's breaking down the differences between a couple of his shave brushes that he has in his shave den. One of them is one that I have, the Yaki 30 millimeter shave brush right here. Boy, it's a nice shave brush, a 30 millimeter knot. Great for building a lather for head shaves. Anyhow, Marco writes, "Good morning, Mark. How are you? First of all, I want to thank you for the very welcome, kind gift that arrived in Rome very quickly and above all in perfect condition." This was a George sketch that we sent Marco for contributing a shaving tip to the show. Marco, I'm very, very glad to hear that the George sketch arrived intact and in good condition. He continues here. As soon as I have some free time, I want to frame it and display it in my bathroom. I wanted to show you my wonderful Yaki brush Professional Monster Barber Pole color 30 millimeter, which I strongly suggest you also try for soaping your head. Brother of the Yaki brush Professional White Resin 30 millimeter, which you also own and which I find both fantastic. The difference between the two is that the barber pole version is slightly larger in diameter of the head and has just more backbone. I would like to point out that in my comment on the difference between Badger shaving brushes and synthetic ones, I indicated the link that takes you to the AliExpress page for purchasing the Yaki Barber Pole 30 millimeter. Shipping is usually free above $10, but if you order it on particular days, you can get additional discounts, even good ones. Below, I show you the dates on which the discounts are available on AliExpress. This is great because not only is he showing the difference, because he sent along pictures and showing us the difference between the two shaving brushes, the Yaki white resin and the Yaki barber pole, but he's also giving us a breakdown on the different AliExpress sales that are available. Now, here's what he has to say. AliExpress sales are all year round. There are AliExpress sales all year round. Below is a list of the most popular sales on AliExpress. Anniversary sales. This sale takes place every year at the end of March to celebrate AliExpress's birthday. Yeah, you know what? I recall that. I recall seeing a bunch of sales in March. Thanks very much for the heads up on that, Mark. I really do appreciate it. Summer sales. Summer sales take place in June and July. How about that? 11/11 sale. This day actually has two names. Both Singles Day and Global Shopping Festival are used. In 2024, this AliExpress sale will happen on November 11th, 2024. Black Friday. This is the most famous shopping day in the world. This year it will happen on Friday, the 29th of November, 2024. And of course, Cyber Monday. A few days after Black Friday, there is Cyber Monday. This year, it's going to be Monday, December 2nd, 2024. So, wow, Marco, thanks very much for the breakdown on the shaving brushes between the 30 millimeter white resin handle and the barber pole handle. Really do appreciate that. And all the great information regarding AliExpress sales that occur all year round. Thank you very, very much for that. So there you go, folks. You got a shave den visit with a comparison of two great brushes from Yaki and also some great information regarding sales that take place from AliExpress all year round. Marco, thank you very, very much for all the great information. Really do appreciate it. Oh, almost forgot. Marco followed up with another email, and he wrote, and he sent along a photo, and he wrote, "Sorry, Mark, I forgot an important photo that highlights the difference between the Yaki Brush Professional Monster Barber Pole Color, 30 millimeter, and the Yaki Brush Professional White Resin, 30 millimeter, viewed from above. The photo shows the white resin above and the barber pole below. Again, warm greetings, Marco." Hey, Marco, thanks very, very much for that. It really does give the viewers a really good look at the difference in the sizes between the two brushes. So really appreciate you passing that along. And again, thanks for all the great photos of the two brushes and all the great information regarding sales at AliExpress. Thanks again, Marco. Really do appreciate it. Well, this is just a quick reminder to save the date for the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. That's taking place Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery, 4601 Lyman Drive, Hilliard, Ohio, 43026. Again, save the date for the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. That's Saturday, September 14th, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at River's Edge Cutlery in Hilliard, Ohio. We'll have more information as the date draws near, but save the date, Saturday, September 14th, 2024. And here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and now right here on YouTube. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on one moment. Oh yeah, that's good. A good basic cup of coffee from an old standby, Dunkin' Donuts. This canister, 150 servings. You can pick this up at Sam's Club. Original blend, medium roast, a really good deal. And again, a good basic coffee that we like here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. And again, a big thank you to Peter Ogden over at Aurora Grooming for a really, really terrific coffee mug. Thank you again, Peter. Really, really do appreciate it. Doesn't that look great? Love that artwork. Love the drawing of the shaving brush there. Absolutely fantastic. And we'll have his company, Aurora Grooming, linked below so you can check out all of his offerings. So thanks again, Peter. Really do appreciate it. All right, we got a few comments here in refill. Also going to revisit a piece of wet shaving gear that we introduced to you in a previous episode of the Monday Morning Mailbag. But let's kick it off with something from Brisket Guy, who writes, "Love Hendrix Classic. Residual slickness is so good that I sometimes do a second pass without re-lathering. Totally awesome soaps." I agree with you. This was left, I believe he left his comment on the review of Ticket to Ride from Hendrix Classics and Company that they very kindly sent to the channel. Again, my thanks to Pete Hendrix. A really, really terrific scent. And yeah, their soap base is wonderful. It really, really lathers a treat. Now, residual slickness is great. And lately I've been cautioning beginners to make sure that you do the proper prep and you always have a good lather in place when you're doing the traditional wet shave. That is to say, when you shave away a lathered area, move to the next lathered area. Don't try to shave over and over and over again on an area that has no lather on it. But Brisket Guy's point is that Hendrix Classics and Company has a lot of great residual slickness. It'll allow you to do that. However, again, let me caution the beginner wet shaver out there. You'll get to that point eventually from doing the traditional wet shave every day. But really, when you first start out, make sure you always have a good lather in place. As you start to work with various soaps and creams, you'll understand that quality of residual slickness that some of them might have, to where you can do a little bit of a buffing, a little bit of a touch-up, that sort of thing, without having to reapply a lather. But rule of thumb is always have a good lather in place. But yeah, Brisket Guy, I understand exactly what you mean by that. Mike Parit added, nice shave and review. I agree, this is an amazing scent. Again, Ticket to Ride. I love the towels from Hendricks Classics and Company. They have or had one for a mirror as well that worked really well for water spots that dried on the mirror. Have a great weekend. Hey, Mike, thanks very, very much for that. We talked about Hendricks Classics and Company's towels. Again, my thanks to Pete for very, very kindly sending these along to the channel. This is the Shaver's Assistant. This was a towel you can use to dry your face, that sort of thing. Boy, this is really plush, has a really nice thick pile, a beautiful thick microfiber towel that is very, very absorbent. I was so surprised with this. I got to get a couple of more of these. These are terrific. They really, really are. As a matter of fact, this towel I used to dry my face once, and then I just hung it back up and I used it again the next day. That's how great this towel is. Usually when I use a towel, I'm using it once and then it's going to go into the laundry, or I'm going to put it aside to kind of mop up the counter of the shave den, that sort of thing for my next shave. But this one is really absorbent that I could use it maybe 2, maybe even 3 times in a row before laundering it. Really, really terrific. And this one I believe this is called the Polisher. These are a little thinner, but boy, these are great for your wet shave gear. You just set one down and you can put all your wet shave gear on there. You can put your shaving bowl, your razor, the cap, the base plate, the handle, your shaving brush, and then use another one of these to dry off everything. This way it won't roll around on the counter, kind of stay in place. It'll absorb the excess moisture, and the other towel will allow you to dry everything off very, very nicely. Yeah, a couple of great towels from Hendricks Classics and Company. So, Mike, thanks very, very much for the reminder there. I really do appreciate it. Wayne Holmes gave us a rundown on some of the razor blades that he uses in his shave den. And we're mentioning this because a few of them I haven't heard of, at least 1 or 2 of them. And he writes, in my R41, I mostly use the Treat Black Beauties. My Fatip Open Comb gets Treat Platinum. My R89 gets Treat DuraSharp. The Bic and Feather blades go in my Mula Companion and Rockwell 6S. Treat are pretty good. The Black Beauties are very mild. The DuraSharps seem just a little below the Bic and Feathers for sharpness. The Platinum are good mid-range sharpness blades. Hey, Wayne, thanks very much for the breakdown on that. I don't believe I've ever tried a Treat Black Beauty razor blade. If I have, I must be calling it something else. So if anyone out there is a little more familiar with the Treat Black Beauties, please comment below and let us know, because I'm really intrigued by that, because I have used the Treat blades. I've used the Treat Platinum, and I think those are very, very good. Now, in my Mula R89, I use a Mula shaving blade. Boy, does that pair up great with the R89. And a big thank you again to Mark Bagwell for the R89 that he sent to the channel. Really, really do appreciate that again, Mark. Thanks very, very much. But when I paired the R89 up with a Mula razor blade, boy, it would just sing. It just sang. You know the expression. You know the expression I'm thinking of. It just sings. There you go. And it really does, deliver a really, really good shave. Yeah, that's what's so great about the traditional wet shave, is that you have all these great razors out there and different razor blades that you can pair up with them to change up that shave ever so slightly, or even a little more dramatically, that will really give you some nice, nice results. The traditional wet shave with razors and blades is never, never boring. It's always a great, great adventure. Absolutely. Well, let me show you this, because we talked about this on a previous second cup. And of course, we introduced this to you in a previous Monday Morning Mailbag. This is the One Blade Element Razor from the folks at One Blade. And my thanks to them for sending this along to the channel. I wanted to show you this. In their information here, they have this tri-fold little flyer right here. And here they talk about using our optimal angle. Use our optimal shave angle right there. Can you see that right there? Anyhow, we have talked about razors that have a built-in shave angle. The Henson quickly comes to mind because of the way that razor head is designed. You immediately can hit the correct shaving angle and get an absolutely fantastic shave with the Henson razor. Well, there's something very, very similar going on with the one blade element. Now let me read to you what they have written here, right here. Use our optimal shaving angle. One blade is designed to work best when the two flat registration surfaces above and below the blade's edge are both resting on your skin. To achieve this position and engage the razor's pivot, you'll want to rotate the handle out at about a 45-degree angle. During your shave, apply more pressure to the upper registration surface. Now, let me show you that. Because the razor head is one solid unit, I'll still refer to the top part as being the cap and this bottom part here as being the base plate. And you can see right there how that angle, see how that angle, the surfaces are they're angled right there, just like a little nice slope there. And as long as you hit this surface and this cap surface and this base plate surface, as long as those two surfaces are resting on your face, you're engaging the blade at the correct shaving angle. And of course, you're also able to engage the pivoting head, which is right here. And again, we talked about this razor last week, and it comes in at a really nice price point. For $79, you get the Element razor. You also get 10 feather blades right here that are specifically designed for this razor head. The blades load from behind here and just kind of slide in and click in place. Really neat design for loading a razor blade. And you also get, let me show it to you here. Yeah, I got to take this out. It really is packaged well. You also get a really, really nice razor stand to showcase your razor. And let's make sure we put this on here like that. Yeah, there it is right there. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. With dads and grads right around the corner, this would make an absolutely fantastic gift for the wet shaver in your life, or a gift for yourself. Now, if some single edge razors out there haven't been in your wheelhouse and you've maybe had some difficulty using a single edge razor and you've kind of figured that they're not for you, give the one blade element a try. The pivoting head and of course the surfaces that are angled to help you find the correct shaving angle really make it a good choice for those out there who maybe otherwise haven't had much success using a single edge razor. Give the one blade element a try. It really is a really well-made razor. And of course, we have shaved with the one blade cord and gotten some really, really great shaves from it. And yeah, they make a really, really good razor. And a lot of folks out there have just raved at what a great smooth shave they've gotten from the one blade razor. And again, packaging and presentation are top notch. And again, makes a great gift. But I did want to show you the razor head and how those surfaces are angled to allow you to find the correct shaving angle. That is really, really a neat quality about the razor that I failed to mention last week. So that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Viewer Mark Bagwell sent along this review of Pedro Fiasco Moroccan Fig Shaving Soap by Ariana and Evans. And he writes, The Scent. Think of Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca and the exotic aroma of Moroccan figs being the center note, but with saffron, coumarin, incense, argarwood, sandalwood, and cedarwood rounding it out. The scent is both complex and exotic. Building a lather. I used my Captain's Choice copper bowl called the Obsidian My brush was my exotic-looking Brazilian lobster tail by Wolf Whiskers. The knot is a 25 millimeter black wolf synthetic that generated the lather in the photos in 30 to 40 seconds. The scent strength rates a 5 in the tub, but mellows down to a 1.5 when lathered. And like all Ariana and Evans soaps, the scent remains throughout the shave. Let's talk about the performance. It's utterly fantastic. The soap base generates a lather with plenty of cushion, and it's very slick. Like all Ariana and Evans soaps, it rates 5 stars. My final thoughts. You can't go wrong with Moroccan Fig shaving soap. It's got the performance I look for in a shave soap. The scent is exotic, but not my favorite, although it was very enjoyable. One of the things I loved best about this soap was the post-shave feel. I have no problems in recommending this soap. Hey, Mark, thanks very much for a great review. It sounds so wonderful, and I love all the scent notes, especially that fig that kind of holds it all together. That sounds absolutely wonderful, and painting a picture of Casablanca and everything, yeah, this is definitely on my list. So, folks, we'll have a link below to Ariana and Evans' Pedro Fiasco Moroccan Fig Shaving Soap. Mark, thanks again for a really, really great review. Well, this morning we've got a couple of great shave soaps from Phoenix Shaving. These came courtesy of viewer Bill Murphy. Bill, thank you very, very much. Bill handed these off to me at the recent Maggard meetup this past April. And one is still available as I understand it. The other one, mark your calendar for when it comes around again in March. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get to the first one right now. This one is a doppelganger called F-Bombs. How about that? Absolutely fantastic. And as they write on the product page, you begged, you pleaded, we delivered. Warm, woody, spicy, and gourmand. This Oriental leather is an homage to Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous. The scent profile is lavender, bitter almond, tonka bean, orris, cashmeran, leather, clary sage, and amber. F-Bombs, very much like the original fragrance, if not exactly, is leathery, nutty, heady, spicy, and intoxicating. Flippin' fabulous. A scent perfectly suited for this time of year, all the way into those mysterious summer evenings we are all so longing for at this moment. If you don't already have this one in your collection yet, you need it. Absolutely. This is an absolutely fantastic scent. Yes, I am getting the leathery. It is very, very intoxicating. This, to me, is another one of those scents which is very refined, very gentlemanly. They say perfect for summer evenings. Absolutely. Perfect for a great summer evening out, whether you're going to be dining in the city, going to a ball game, a fireworks display, whatever you have on your list for a summer evening of fun. Boy, this will complement it very, very well. And of course, they also have the aftershave splash. My thanks again to Bill Murphy for very, very kindly sending these along to the channel and allowing me to share them with all the viewers out there. So again, F-Bombs, Doppelganger, F-Bombs from Phoenix Shaving. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful scent. Again, refined, gentlemanly, perfect for an evening out, especially in the summer. Now, the other one that he sent along comes around every March, and it's a March favorite, and here it is, Et 2, right here. Boy, is this terrific. And of course, Bill sent along the aftershave splash and also the aftershave star jelly, the balm. Boy, oh boy, this scent is marvelous. Oh, top notes are lavender, anise, lemon, basil, bergamot. Heart notes are geranium, ylang ylang. It's Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G. Did I pronounce that correctly? I'm just going to say lang lang. The Y is probably silent. Jasmine. The base notes are sandalwood, vetiver, patchouli, oak moss, vanilla, and tonka bean. And again, if you know how to pronounce Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G, please comment below and let me know. My apologies for for maybe perhaps mispronouncing it. But this is great. And as they write, et tu brute? Sure, why not? Et tu, an homage to the classic Brute. This is marvelous. Okay, and as I say here, okay, I realize we are just making it this year with Et Tout as a March release, but we made it. It was released a little late, I think. It was available for some time, but mark your calendars for next year because it looks like this is an annual March release. You know, Ides of March, absolutely. And as Douglas wrote in the email announcing this, thank you for your patience. Again, they didn't get it out quite on time, but yeah, well, here's what he says here in total. Okay, I realize we are just making it this year with Et Tu as a March release, but we made it. It wasn't looking good for a while, he. But we like to keep you Shave Cadets on your toes. Kidding aside, thank you for your patience. We are really trying hard to deliver what we can without overwhelming our customers and gumming up our own works here at the shop. Now, without further waiting, we give you Et Tu. It really is a fantastic, fantastic scent. A throwback to an homage throwback to classic Brute. Really, really wonderful. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Mark your calendar for its release again next March. I don't think it's available online anymore, but my thanks to Bill Murphy for very kindly sending this one along. And I guess the timing of his giving it to the channel, April 20th was the Maggard meetup. So yeah, it was probably still on sale. Boy, oh boy, this is a great, great scent. And again, mark your calendars next March for Et Tu, especially if you love the classic Brute scent. Really, really terrific. So my thanks again to Bill Murphy for passing along to the channel both the Doppelganger F-Bombs from Phoenix Shaving and also Et Tu from Phoenix Shaving. Thanks again, Bill. Really do appreciate it. Well, just in time for the summer months, from Hendrix Classics and Company comes Watermelon Shave Soap. How about that? Absolutely fantastic. And the scent is, well, it's watermelon. It's a beautiful watermelon scent. Absolutely fantastic. And we've talked about how great the Hendrix Classics and Company soap base is. Wonderful cushion and protection, just beautiful slickness. And now a beautiful watermelon scent. Just perfect for the summer months ahead. And again, great artwork, metallic labels, just really beautiful presentation. These metallic labels look absolutely wonderful in the Shave Den. Absolutely fantastic. And as they write on their product page, just in time to celebrate the 4th of July, the date when watermelon season really begins. In my world, there are 2 seasons in the year: watermelon season and not watermelon season. That's absolutely fantastic. And the scent of this is really, really wonderful. It's a beautiful watermelon scent. We're definitely going to get a review done on this one to kick off the summer months. Absolutely fantastic. My thanks to Pete Hendricks over at Hendrix Classics and Company for very kindly sending this along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers. Folks, we'll have links below to Watermelon Shave Soap from Hendrix Classics and Company. A wonderful, wonderful summertime shave soap to help kick off your summer with a great scent of watermelon. Pete, thanks again very, very much. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Viewer Wayne Gottke, 5502, asked the following question. Strange question, but do you ever have to shave your earlobes? As I've gotten older, I have to a couple of times a week. We featured this in a previous Second Cup podcast, and I wanted to revisit it again and actually show you on camera the kinds of devices that I'm using to take care of the hair that grows on the earlobes. Now, mine doesn't grow that often or as frequently as maybe some out there, but I do shave away that earlobe on occasion. Now, the first option I have is to use something like this, one of these skull shavers that we've talked about on the program, and I could really just use the actual rotary head here and kind of do the earlobe that way. But what's nice about these skull shavers is that you can take off the head and you can insert a trimmer like this right here, a trimmer. Okay, so this trimmer blade now you can now use to trim away that hair there like that. And of course it comes with some other attachments, a trimmer here for the inside of your nose and inside of your ears itself, get away some of the hair that's been growing there. So this is a nice option. It's a grooming tool, and you can use any of those attachments to take care of that hair that grows on the earlobe. Also, just a regular electric razor. This is my Panasonic wet dry razor right there. And you can use that to very, very cleanly and efficiently take care of that hair on the earlobes like that. That works very, very well. The other device that I mentioned is one of these trimmers right here. This is a Norelco trimmer right here that I have, and I talked about this beak-like end here on the trimmer right here, and you can see the cutting blades right here that run the length of that point, that beak on the end of the trimmer there. And when you turn the bottom, they're oscillating behind a little screen there, and you can trim your eyebrows, you can trim inside your nose, inside your ears, and also on the earlobes. This is a very, very nice solution as well, and this runs on a single AA battery. So these are very, very nice too, and I don't think they're a lot of money. I haven't bought one in a long time, but this one I have in my DOP kit, and it is very good for, as I say, cleaning out your nose hairs, your ear, the hair in your ears, trimming your eyebrows, and on your earlobes as well. And of course, the last option is to very, very carefully use a safety razor. And I will, if I'm shaving and I notice that I have some hairs growing out of the earlobes, I will throw some lather on there and very, very, very carefully just take that razor and just shave that away there. Now you have to be really careful because I caught the upper part right above the earlobe right here. This is why I'm doing it on camera so you can see that. Right there, I caught that part one time, that little bit that just kind of protrudes a little bit from the ear, just above that lobe. I caught myself there and I nicked myself there. Boy, oh boy, that was... So be very, very careful because this little surface here is a little bit raised. So if you're going to go ahead and shave your earlobe, be careful of that raised surface just above your earlobe. But you can do it. Just be very, very careful. Be in the moment, pay attention, be aware, and you'll be able to do it without much effort, really. However, I think the other options are a little safer and a little quicker. It's not to say, you could do this, you could use a safety razor and do it, very quickly and easily as well. Just, it's a blade. Just be careful because of that raised area on your ear right there above the lobe. That's what you have to watch out for. And I tagged myself there, and I will alternate between using an electric razor, the little trimmer, and a safety razor. But more often than not, I find myself just getting this trimmer here and using it for the earlobes because I'm trimming my eyebrows, I'm trimming the inside of my ears, the inside of my nose, getting rid of all those hairs. And it's just a matter of convenience that, well, okay, I'm doing all those areas, might as well, get the earlobes real quickly. So that's why this particular device works really, really well for me. So it's a great question, Wayne. Thanks very much for submitting it. Really do appreciate it, and I hope that helps someone out there. If anyone else has another solution for getting rid of the hairs on the earlobes, please comment below and let us know. But Wayne, thanks again very much for the question. Really do appreciate it. I received this email from viewer Jimmy V Photography, and he writes, "Hi Mark, had a shave with a long past acquisition, my Rex Ambassador. I bought the Ambassador about 6 months before the console came out. While I liked it, I thought it was a bit too aggressive, too much blade feel. I was kind of a wet shaving newbie and it wasn't comfortable for me. So when the console came out with its reported less blade feel, I ordered one. You know how smooth the console is, so I never looked back. Over time, I acquired other razors like the Copper Dock, Henson mediums in aluminum and titanium, Yates titanium winning, etc. The Ambassador sat unused. Today, I decided the Ambassador was looking sad and lonely and pulled it down off the shelf. Paired it up with a Voskhod and Phoenix Shaving Black Droid. As they say, what a difference a year makes. Improved technique and blade choice made all the difference in how it went. The Ambassador rocked this shave. I started off on 4 for with the grain, dropping down to 3 for across the grain, and 2 for against the grain. Ice water as always. Super smooth with normal alum feedback. No stings or zings, just the normal tingle. For sure, there is no razor that has a better handle and grip than the Ambassador. You could dip your fingers in motor oil and still get a locked on grip. It's an amazing grip that I wish Rex used on all its handles. Just figured I'd pass this along as from time to time you've brought up how valuable it is to visit past hardware and software. Happy Wok Wednesday, the day after Taco Tuesday Laugh Out Loud. Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, thanks very much for a great email and sharing your experience in revisiting a really, really great razor. And you're correct. We talk about this from time to time on the channel, how if a razor or a shave soap or a brush or whatever the piece of hardware or software is that doesn't quite work for you the first time out, set it aside, wait for a period of time, and come back and visit it. You'll be surprised at how well the performance improves. I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe the first time around our expectations are too high. We're anticipating too much. Maybe that comes into play. Maybe our technique has improved over time, as Jimmy mentioned in his email. Not entirely sure, but give that a try. Before you toss away a razor or a brush or whatever it is, set it aside and wait. Wait for a little while, a few weeks, a month. Jimmy waited an entire year, and he came back to a really, really terrific razor a year later, and it sounds like it's one of his favorites now. And again, he points out that perhaps his technique has improved. Perhaps his shave prep has improved. He's doing cold water shaves. Maybe that became a factor as well. Whatever the reason is, he waited a little while, he revisited it, and it's now a great razor in his shave den. So yeah, before you have that knee-jerk reaction, set that piece of wet shaving gear aside, wait a little while, come back and revisit it as Jimmy did. He's telling us that process worked for him. Took a year, but still it worked for him. And it's absolutely great to hear because the Ambassador is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic razor, as is the console. We had a chance to talk to Matt Pisarcik at the Maggard meetup, and he was telling me all about the engineering and machining and design work that went into the console. And really a spectacular razor, as is the Ambassador, and the Ambassador is certainly on my wish list. So Jimmy, thanks again for a really, really terrific email and sharing your shaving experience in revisiting the Ambassador razor. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks again, Jimmy. Viewer Robert Ross sent along this email, and he writes, "Hi, Mark. As you know, I am a cheapskate. I love to use as little shave soap as possible. The other day, I was finishing up a tube of Cremo shaving cream, which, as you know, is my preferred pre-shave. I squeezed out as much as I could out of the tube, but I asked myself the question, is there more product inside? Well, I got out a pair of scissors and cut the plastic tube in half. To my pleasant surprise, I found lots more shaving cream inside what I thought was an empty tube. I scraped it out into a small ramekin dish and had enough for another shave. This method is a bit extreme and is not for everyone's liking, but it would work well for other shaving creams in plastic tubes. Don't try it on metal tubes unless you know how to sharpen scissors. Take care, Bob Ross. Hey, Bob, thanks very much for that. And it comes at a very opportune time because my tube of Cremo here is getting pretty darn low. I use it as a pre-shave sometimes. I also use it in the shower to do a head shave. If I'm using my Supply SE for a head shave, I'll do a shower head shave, depending on my schedule and that sort of thing. So this is kind of a nice option if I don't have time to build a lather with a brush and a plastic bowl in the shower, that sort of thing. If I am doing a shower head shave. So I'll go with a Cremo. And yeah, I've had this a long time, but it's finally getting low. And as I say, I used it the other day for a head shave in the shower, and I thought, wow, this is getting low. I really had to kind of shake it down like this to get some product out of it. And now, your email showed up. I thought, you know what? I am going to try that. I'm going to cut it in half and scrape out what's in there and use the rest of that and maybe get a container to kind of hold that in there, and maybe put a piece of tape with a label on it. So there you go, folks. Don't throw away that Cremo tube of shave cream right away. Cut it in half and see what's left inside. Get a little container, set it aside. You'll get another shave or two from the leftover cream that's inside. Hey, Bob, thanks again for a really, really great tip on Cremo, getting the most out of a tube of Cremo. Thanks again, Bob. Really, really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. Well, I'm going to have a shave because I didn't shave, but before that, I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.